Yeah.
If I don't have the need, I'm not going to buy. If there's a better competitor that's going to give me the same product or a similar product for less money, I'm not going to buy yours. Those are and we can go on and on and on about the dynamics around the
Oh,
situation.
yeah. I totally
But
understand the frame.
but if you don't like me, I'm not going to buy, or
Yeah.
I don't like you, right? If there's no relationship, if I don't trust you, if it's a complicated, where there's a service element to it, that after I buy, I have to require what I'm buying from you requires support and service, and I don't trust you,
Yeah.
the representative for the company, I'm not going to buy. And these are all elements that are often not detailed or overlooked. And we get at the heart of that. We get at the
Right.
heart of it. Does the person have the right mindset relative to defining the problems? Do they use the right interpersonal skills? Do they build relationships? Do they strengthen relationships? These are all dynamics of the sales process or the commercial process that we attack from a behavioral perspective.
Hmm. And do you tack it from a behavioral perspective? And I interpret a lot of that very wise content you just shared with me as anchoring the relationship can defy the odds, is what comes to my mind. Is that something that you would align with as a good interpretation? Or would you say, well, actually, there's more there? Because that's what goes through my head instantly, top of mind.
Paul, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And here's why. If I'm selling to you and you have to go get approval from your boss, okay? If you and I have a really loose relationship, we don't know each other well. And there's budget pressure on the organization. I need you to go get this budget approved. The quote I gave you is 30% over what was budgeted, but the product's really needed. Your boss is complaining to you about, we need to cut spending. And now you're going to walk into his office and say, I need to find another 20 grand, right? For
Yeah.
this project that you want me to do. Um, if you know me, you would be more inclined to say, hey, Kurt, this is going to really be tough. You would expose to me what the problem is, and you and I could work through scenarios. Well, maybe we could defer that cost into the new budget year. Maybe we can push it out. Maybe we can do, some performance things that once you get my device in place and you're getting greater efficiency, we can come back and then put another in. There's a myriad of things that you and I could work through that would give you a story that you'd carry to your boss. But that's facilitated by the fact that you and I have a relationship, and that you're comfortable leaning into me a little bit and saying, look, let's you and I partner on how I'm going to go pitch this to my boss. Um, People forget that. They lose sight of that. They go through, I called on, in the pharmaceutical, I called on the doctor, and I did my 20 calls, or, I did my 20 sales calls. Well, you know, does the doctor trust you? Most doctors, 80 plus percent of what they prescribe throughout their entire careers, what they learned at med school. So if
Yeah.
you're going to disrupt that throughout their career, you've got to bring some pretty good data, credibility, trust, because they're going to most often go with what they learned. So
Yeah.
these are all things that people aren't putting enough thought into, is that what's the landscape of the problem? What's the relationship? And stronger relationships will always put you in a better position as it relates to navigating the situation.